Salutations! Now I've gone all the way back to the classic JRPG style of combat. If Overrogue was Chicken Noodle Soup, this is a nice grilled cheese sandwich after the fact, just ready to consume. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and the Technicolor Cinematoon, this is my review for Heirs of the Kings, and no, I don't have footage for this one. The Nox tribe from the underworld sought to war and control the human world. The light ruler who defended it lost in the end, so a barrier with other rulers cut off the tribe. Those who remain in the human world are said to be seeking to take control. You start as a mayor's son in fighter class named Grant and quickly come across a mage named Serena, and an amnesiac that's being chased for some reason by militia named Laura, and are a little later in a ruin joined by a fancy aristocrat named Bernard, and your party of 4 is ready to battle enemies in a quest to awaken multiple holy shrines of elements. Oh, welcome back indeed. We got your enemies of different types that are strong, some of them metal and worth far more XP and gold than normal. They also drop guaranteed AP for the one big change this game has, more on that later. Multiple currencies with the standard gold, coins, and rare coins to be traded for rare equips and items. Lottery tickets for weapons, and every 3 battles you get 10 KHP to spend. I don't know what the KH stands for. I assume the P is points. Save those up and you can spend 1,000 and get a free 11th for going with the package deal. My patience was almost always well rewarded. The only real difference to this one, as I previously hinted at, was that AP. There's a huge skill grid a la Final Fantasy X, which is where all that goes. As you level up, you'll get skill points to put in some powerful stones to bump up these nodes even further to boost stats or learned magic and skills. I recommend finding the best skill for the post-normal end dungeon and push those as high as possible, which brings me to the Platinum difficulty. The only real difficulty is one dungeon that even at max level at 99 alone might be too much still. By then I had most of my weapon strength and infused to have plus 999 attack, but that alone still isn't enough for this side dungeon that you're told to train at before you go to the true end. No loading a previous save this time for that. It's all in one go. I think a lot of people have heard a lot of complaints over the earlier games were like, oh, there's human error and we could just lock ourselves in again and just get stuck for a while without like reading too much or you're pressing X too much to like, all right, I've seen this scene already. Let's get on with it. So they learned. Love the convenience. But yeah, this dungeon is where most of the difficulty lies. I had to buy with my KHP stat up items in each character and equip that makes it so they always crit, which does a lot of damage. And then a later boss in that area stymied me for a bit, so I grinded for more coins so each character could get an equip that gave the whole party attack, defense, and speed buffs for a few turns at the start. And even then, I had to luck out just to beat the final boss in that dungeon. Everything else will just come naturally, so if you're thorough in your search for treasure chests to open, metal enemies to kill, which the aforementioned crits will take care of easy, all side quests completed, so this may take a little longer than some of the early games because you're not going to be in the triple digits on level ups and just waxing through everything. But if you follow my advice, you might luck out too and get those more rarer trophies. Overall, this felt a bit of a step back. There were treasures and moving tile floors once again, but no broken walls you can slip through to get at more treasures. So it feels a bit more bare bones. The story too, nothing too exciting. It's like you're on the quest to go awaken the ruins and such. Your characters are like tied into that in some way, and it's not even really that shocking. It's just like, oh yeah, I figured. Yeah, a very 2.5 out of 5 for me. The grid was different and a nice means to power up your characters in its own way. It's enough of a difference. But this gets tedious in the end to find that specific skill that you should focus on powering up so you're ready to challenge that post-game side dungeon I mentioned. Not to say the gameplay is bad in any way, just very mid. But that's going to do for my review of Heirs of the Kings. Onigo Hunters, the next game on the list, but I've already streamed that one. I forgot doing it on Wi-Fi is like a, whew. Looks like it's back to doing the kind of the Let's Play thing for me, and then trying to get a schedule back in again. I burnt out more than a little bit this month. So if I can get like right again with like uploads and feel a little bit better with that, not all like all felt all burnt out and just kind of. But yeah, the Onigo Hunter, you can get a more in-depth look into how most of these Kemco RPGs work and feels with that one. That game did things different enough where I can say that's a 3 out of 5. Might be a while before the next review, but in any case, that's going to do for this review of Heirs of the Kings in this episode of Catching Up with Kemco. Take care, and thanks for watching.